All right, the one person I saw make things happen in the last match they played off stage was going to be Rodriguez. He seems to be doing so much more damage than all the other mages.
Yeah, he's prioritizing offensive spells, and we talked about it a bit this tournament. He's really just stacking that crit. No mastery to be found on that mage, and that's very, very important. He needs to land every single shatter combo he possibly can. He needs the big numbers, not the possibility of some mastery tricks.
All right, so it looks like Rodriguez is going to be trying to go on to Sea-Doo right now. I think he put out a little bit of crowd control, but you see that ring going down. He's going to sit right behind it and look and cast directly into Sea-Doo, who's sitting in the middle with a impact stun right there.
This is a really peculiar matchup. EG came into this day knowing they'd have to fight two MLSs. I'm sure they didn't know that the second MLS, and possibly one of the more difficult ones because it is an EU MLS and not the skill cap team they're used to playing against. This decides so much for them. I'm looking at a lot of more defensive playstyle out of EG. They've definitely got to sit back and weigh out their opponents and find that weakness, because right now, on paper, that MLS is going to be able to put out so much pressure onto Shadowplay. They've got a lot of control rolling out on Talbadar and Sea-Doo, and Azael's able to channel.
Oh, look at Sea-Doo, so much trouble right now. That was a coil that set that up. He did have to trigger it there. Nature's Swiftness goes off, able to stay alive during this.
Oh,
they had a coil on
this Drudenhouse is coiled on top of this big pillar with EG. There's an EG party up top of that big pillar. Drudenhouse was the only one invited. He took
really
so much
now.
damage through that CC.
All right, there goes his Nature's Swiftness in an answer to all that damage. So he's going to be at half life right now. He's really trying to spread the field a little bit, so he's going to have a lot more room to work with.
Yep, Rodriguez taking a lot of damage. Has not used a block yet. There has not been a lot of focus on the mage coming out of EG, which is peculiar because the mage is really the cornerstone of their control.
It definitely is. All right, so Rodriguez still trying to cast into Sea-Doo. The strat is definitely going on to the Shaman, who's down to 50,000 hit points. He does still have his Spirit Link Totem, but his trinket is down. Dangerous situation right there. There he goes. Spirit Link Totem is dropped. It did not strike Azael, though, so just averaged the health of Talbadar and Sea-Doo.
Yeah, and that's incredible. A good blanket silence into Talbadar right when Sea-Doo was low there. Talbadar unable to support his teammates. Sea-Doo fortunately able to stay alive, but the coordination coming out of games since Denal is, I feel like they've stepped it up a notch in this game.
This is a dangerous situation for EG right here. Sea-Doo is behind the pillar trying to line of sight those casters, but Azael by himself down to half with a fear and a silence onto Talbadar, that counterspell. And look at Sea-Doo taking so much damage. He really doesn't have much left. He has to keep himself alive through this push right here.
This is what happens when a mage runs rampant. He's got IV up, he's got finger procs. He just needs to throw a poly out here and there. Talbadar into poly. If Sea-Doo eats a shatter right here, it could spell disaster. Great wind shear, Sea-Doo. Look at the focus, able to still manage and interrupt casts while there's so very much pressure.
Oh,
and a good
excellent
grip by
grip.
Talbadar.
Talbadar showing he can use every spell that a priest has as a Shadow Priest. What a great job right there. Extremely, oh my god, that saved him.
Incredible. Gabe since Denal really bringing their A game to this one. I've watched him play in other matches. This is the sharpest I've seen him. And EG answering back with just individually just playing incredible. Talbadar and Sea-Doo have been caught into so much CC.
Oh,
Azael dipping low.
Talbadar gets feared into that ring right there. Azael extremely low. He has 1 second. His coil is back up right now if he needs it. But Sea-Doo in a poly right now, no way of getting out. 1 second left on that poly. Where the fear goes to Nature's Swiftness, his life didn't move whatsoever. I'm not sure if he got it off yet or not.
This is incredible. The EU MLS is so much stronger in their control. This Games is actually playing a lot differently than I've seen them in this tournament. They are getting a lot more of that control combo going, and it's unusual that EG's even allowing that. Ring of Valor is helping out quite a bit here for the MLS team. They've got a lot. There's no line of sight issues for them. They have better, more consistent controls as Talbadar can't spam fear.
All right, so Talbadar hits his Archangel. Got those wings up. He's going to try to put more damage, but oh, look at that. Every single time they go for an offensive push, that MLS crowd control shows its face.
Sea-Doo caught into a tiny fear there. Tremor taking him out. Azael Talbot a big fear.
Azael might be in trouble right here. His portal is back up. The timing, I hear the sound of the pillar going back up, so the pillar is back up. He does have his portal up if he needs it. Counterspell onto Sea-Doo, and it looks like the team of Game Sense is going to switch it up onto Sea-Doo. Still does not have a trinket down. I believe his Spirit Link Totem is probably back up at this point. Gets deep frozen. 60,000 hit points. Oh, with no critting on that. Crossbolt right there.
Unfortunate. Fortunate for Sea-Doo and unfortunate for Rodriguez if that had been a proper shatter.
Oh, that him a hope. We got a big fear right there. Triple howl onto the entire team. Wow. Sea-Doo is in trouble right now. Lots of damage coming out. See if he can manage to get a couple heals off. Oh, with that unleash, just keep himself alive.
Rodriguez with fingers and brain freeze. Wow. Oh man, Rodriguez sitting midfield, just getting procs all day. Mistake.
All right, guys, it's Team EG. They're facing elimination. Let's hear some noise for these guys. They can't lose this round. All right, so the match starts out as normal with Talbot tossing out those mass dispels, trying to get as many buffs off the other team as possible.
Yep, Tal always playing out front there, and this is pretty typical Blade's Edge for Wizards in general. But look at this game since Dino getting so aggressive. Rodriguez is pretty much standing amidst EG, and that's not something you normally see for a mage here on Blade's Edge playing.
Wow, look at that crowd control. EG looking like a different team this match already. Rodriguez down to half very quickly, and they look at these swaps, impeccable swaps. The damage is just all over the place from Team EG.
Yeah, and that was, like I was saying, Rodriguez extending into that was a bad idea because that just allows so much damage for EG to get free. There's nothing you can do to mitigate everything from every member of that team. And when you're standing in the midst of them, you see the results. And he's trying to get in there, trying to lock him down. Dakroth right there next to him, trying to get a big ring to fear combo, no doubt, and set something up. And I think maybe they're playing more of a mental game here against EG. They just want to stay aggressive and force mistakes because they know they've got that advantage coming into this with 1 point, and they only need one more.
And Mage-Lock Shaman, so much crowd control coming out of it. See the spell lock onto Azael. He trinkets that spell lock right there. Knows he has to put out more damage because they got Drudenhouse pretty low in the last push that they made. All right, so we see those wings coming out of Talbot, who gets feared right as he pops those wings.
Good.
He's going to toss out his Psychic Scream, followed by a silence onto Dakroth, but he's going to be stuck in that ring for a little while.
Talbot did barely just get caught into that with wings for a second and interrupted on his Shadow School. Unfortunately, Talbot, that really is going to hurt his damage. We see Dakroth has so many dots rolling on Rodriguez as well.
Oh, here comes the spikes down to 30,000 hit points right there. That was a lot of damage. Not sure if he still has that instant Mind Blast up. Probably not.
That's one of the great things about Shadowplay is sometimes you're at 50%, you don't even know it. And EG can make that happen. That was a mind control on Dakroth, by the way.
Very smart. Dakroth, 30,000 hit points, mind control, as he jumps down with that excellent mind flay because he was getting out of line of sight.
Talbot channeling like a boss through the bridge, and Dakroth is definitely running for cover now. The MLS needs to get away and reset. They have got to get to a point where they can drink. Drudenhouse is looking bad on mana. Sea-Doo could barely have more mana. So
look at these swaps, forcing Rodriguez to block because of all that dot damage, because Drudenhouse pretty low on mana at this point.
Yep, and then Glyph Evocate coming back, helping out Drudenhouse, but that fear is not going to help him out too much. Talbot disrupting time and time again. He's definitely the more aggressive player on the team.
Oh, look at that coil onto Dakroth. Also, both players are down bottom by themselves. Drudenhouse is coming back in. Oh, he gets picked back up. That Spirit Link Totem wasn't that effective, though. Talbot is going to be deep frozen because they know they have to live through this. If Drudenhouse can get away at this point, as he's hiding behind that pillar.
Yep, and Rodriguez feared out. This is a bad line of sight from to be in.
Oh, but so is Drudenhouse, as Azael has him in the middle. On the bottom, but look at the team of Game Sense. Not much hit points whatsoever. Rodriguez still has that second block, it looks like, because the hypothermia came back up, but Drudenhouse down to 50,000, and there we go. Huge heal coming out.
Yeah, Rodriguez actually having a quick block there to get over and peel for Drudenhouse and Dakroth. If he hadn't done that, Drudenhouse could have definitely gone down there. Sub 30k hit points, not like you do. And Drudenhouse getting a drink, extremely important. Rodriguez sitting on his ring to bandage himself. Very smart.
Yeah, he has to do everything possible at this point. But that was a great ring. However, that 30,000 hit points, we see a fear onto Dakroth right there. Drudenhouse got dotted back up, but Rodriguez, so down bottom, he's trying to bait the team of EG to come down and face on him because he knows that Dakroth is in trouble, and also Drudenhouse doesn't have much left at this point.
I think the damage is going to tell the tale in this match, VHL, because just looking at the dots rolling, Azael has such uptime on Game Sense. It's just hilarious. Their health bars have been not 100% for basically the entire match, whereas EG's sitting pretty. Sea-Doo, I don't think he's gone below 70k mana the entire time.
Well, Dakroth is completely out of mana at this point. Gets feared away with a big howl right there. Drops that tremor to get out of it.
Almost making it look easy. Shadowplay just controlling MLS here on the bottom, rolling out that damage and avoiding any sort of combos they get into. Azael caught into a deep freeze, probably not going to be converted into any other crowd control. They might just want to get some damage on him and try to stop him from chasing, because he is a major source of dot damage, obviously, and that's really what's killing Game Sense.
He swaps the Earth Shield back onto Dakroth, expecting more damage coming out of him, but a good coil onto Azael right there, who is, gets gripped back because that was a dangerous situation with that War Stomp also on Talbot. That War Stomp was a little bit earlier. It might have spelled death for Azael, but Azael feared away in the center of the bridge as that breaks to damage.
Yep. Looks like EG playing a little back now towards their starting area. Azael. And another deep as his pet gets damage didn't hit there, looks like.
Rodriguez's damage at this point onto Azael isn't what it was at the beginning of the match, of course. Rodriguez having to play a little bit more defensively.
Rodriguez also having to run all the way back up to the top side to get back in this fight, only to be dropped down again. So Rodriguez doing a lot of running here, a lot of positioning being played, and EG has got pretty firm control of the top side. Game sense going down bottom here. I have to agree with this move, actually. They'll get a little bit more cover, better line of sight options.
So there goes the Tide from Dreamhouse, I do believe. He may have been killed right away because he didn't get much mana back. And as you can see, Sidhu doing a great job as usual on his mana, 60,000 mana, but the amount of damage that can come out from this MLS means a kill can come at any time.
Yeah, and the dots are just not on Team EG coming out of Dakrod. He's just not getting a good opportunity to
Wow, he
out.
barely deep froze him before he got behind the pillar. All right. So, I mean, this is it. EG has to score a kill at this point. Azael's taking a lot of damage. Sidhu looking like a pro, obviously, because the amount of mana he has, great conservation. Yeah. So if EG doesn't win this match, they're gone. So this is it. They need to score this kill to stay alive in the tournament.
Yep, absolutely vital. And you can see it's really translating into their play. They've had this match running the way they want to for several minutes now. We're at the 6-minute, 20-second mark, and I'd say for the vast majority of this match, EG has had the upper hand in both mana and damage done. But now that MLS is just playing its tricks. You know, they're catching them out in the open field, getting them into some deep freezes.
Wow.
You see some coils, some polys thrown around, just trying to disrupt EG and get them in a position where that MLS can burst you down, because that's their only hope.
Talbadar right there attempted to mass dispel the sheep that was happening up on the top to get Sidhu out of it, but it was a little bit early, didn't catch the sheep. And Talbadar taking a whole lot of damage right now. Sidhu is standing in good position, able to line of sight a whole bunch, but Rodriguez coming up, counter-spelling him. He's not going to get any heals with a Hex on to Azael, and here comes the fear as Talbadar is feared away, gets behind the pillar, trying to line of sight.
That was MS used by Sidhu, so
and there's the War Stomp also. Talbadar. So much damage coming out on Talbadar. Those dots all over the place.
Oh, nice peel on Drew now, so that coil got rolling back on him. And there's his Ines.
Oh, but here comes Talbadar. He's going to try to heal. Gets a flash off. It was impact stun, but that Spirit Link Totem dropped down, and Talbadar and Sidhu are now picked back up, but Rodriguez having to block right there.
Yep.
And look at this. Now, Drudenhouse's mana might play into effect right now because he's really low on life. He has the team chasing him. Talbadar trying to get enraged.
He's feared out. This
and
is probably
we hear EG call it
for it. Feared out to nowhere.
Here comes the damage. Drudenhouse down to 30,000 hit points right now.
And the Spirit Link comes down barely.
Oh, but Dakrod isn't in that Spirit Link, so it only average. There we go. Yeah, now it's going to put all of them back to about 75% hit points as we see the spell lock onto Rodriguez. All this crowd control coming from both teams.
Rodriguez was doing a good job appealing there, by the way. He had a deep freeze on his
and they're going to get Dakrod. Drudenhouse was silenced. Oh, and he gets away. Those dots kill him even when he ports.
Drudenhouse not able to get back up there in time. Probably a bit of miscommunication on their part. I don't think he went into portal way out of range of his healer. And that's going to keep EG in this match. They made that. It's all
right, where are my Europeans at for game sense?
Come on, game sense, Dino.
That's where they are. All right, match is starting. We are going to be watching Rodriguez yet again. He's trying to get that damage out right away onto his target. Deep freeze very early on to Sidhu, who's down to half already.
Are they going to do nothing
and
win?
A lot of stuff out of it right from the beginning.
Incredible. Wow. What a great team name.
Look at that combo, the War Stomp right onto Sidhu.
Just ridiculous. MLS, like I was saying, the burst you can set up. Rodriguez's damage with that crit stack can be so devastating at the very beginning of the match.
Sidhu's in a ring right now, not choosing to jump out of it with a trinket.
Well, they're not going to get
into a poly too. Silence onto Talbadar.
Yeah, Sewers went very poorly for EG a little while ago. They had a miscommunication that resulted in them losing a match they really should not have. So look for them to play super careful. If anybody drops down, if anybody gets CC'd, you know, Sidhu and Azael, they're going to have much, much closer communication than they have in previous matches. Obviously, this is a big game for them. They just need to play it absolutely flawlessly, and I'm not entirely sure if Sewers is their best map, but so far so good because Rodriguez is unable to set up on anybody. He's got no good angles.
He's taking a lot of damage right now, though, blocking off that line of dots. That was a good move right there.
This is what I said. He's going to push up on it. He's going to push up on that EG box. It's a massive trap. He's just going to get pummeled to death. And that's exactly what is happening here. Rodriguez trying to pull back. And that was a nice little triple howl, but Sherman's going to take him out of it. Sidhu controlled again.
Sidhu getting coiled right there behind the boxes. But Rodriguez feared away, and that was a great move by Azael to stop the damage coming out because Sidhu was in trouble right there. Big heal on to Sidhu, though.
Talbadar chilling as a sheep. He gets out though, and he's just basically going to pump damage. I'm looking for him to run in on that stomp. His Warsock's actually down, so he's not going to have
Team EG's pressure isn't there. It wasn't like last game. Of course, GameSense getting the upper hand quite early in the match.
Yeah, I'm noticing it's actually easy for MLS to line of sight. You know, it kind of goes both ways. It's more difficult for Zale to apply his dots, and at the same time, it's a little more difficult for Rodriguez to get in there and set up an easy shatter, as it were. Drudenhouse taking a lot of damage. I noticed both teams really prioritizing the Shamans, basically the weak link, because they don't have a really great, you know, self-defensive cooldowns to use. So if you can pressure the Shaman and put just too much stress on his healing, you know, that allows you to get really far ahead in a match. A nice little grip there. Talbot picking Sea-Doo out of stairs.
It was good. It was good. Sea-Doo was trying to shear the Frostbolt, and it was a good fake on that Frostbolt by Rodriguez, and that's why the life grip happened, because he knew he would be teed off on by Rodriguez. See that Shadow Word Death attempting on the sheep?
Nice,
a little early to get a little pushback on that.
Got the CS on Taub, got him into a poly, but now he's back out.
And look at that casting on Sea-Doo yet again.
There's just no big CC combos coming out of the MLS right now. You know, GameSense Trio is having a difficult time setting up, and like I said, EG masters of playing that box.
All right, so Rodriguez is going to try to push in. Great job right there, trying to stop the drink with that Blizzard.
That's a smart ring. Rodriguez running in, trying to funnel them out the left side of their box. Is not going to be able to do it. He catches Sea-Doo out in the open, actually. Going to get a good burst opportunity onto Sea-Doo.
That ring was excellent because it means that Sea-Doo wouldn't be able to retreat behind the boxes at that point. Good deep freeze there also. Got a silence onto Drudenhouse.
Last second interrupt by Sea-Doo onto Rodriguez, stopping
that was a pretty big fear right there as it hits both Sea-Doo and Azale. They get out of the fear now.
Oh, Sea-Doo coiled out.
Onto Sea-Doo again. Man, this is a rough time for Sea-Doo. They're going to be training him the entire match.
Yep, Azale's trying to peel, but himself is being peeled. Sea-Doo caught to another deep freeze.
With a couple big Frostbolts coming towards him right now as he can barely gets behind the box.
You know he's happy he's an orc right now.
Nature's Swiftness saving his life right there with that impact stun. Even though he NS'd, he's still in trouble. As we see some wings coming out of Talbadar, who's going to be casting on to, it looks like Drudenhouse, but look, no dots anywhere for Team EG.
Yeah, this has been rough for them. Like I said, Azale's been prioritizing peels for Sea-Doo, which is obviously very important, but it's just no time to put damage out. MLS is just going to get in there, put the pressure on, and if Sea-Doo gets low on mana, you know, Drudenhouse will be able to fall back and drink because the mage will be able to stop anybody from getting across that midfield and interrupting that drink.
Rodriguez is having some trouble casting right now as both members that can interrupt, and look at that. That was a good attempt on the death, which he did get it. So Talbadar is down bottom. Or up top, I'm sorry. So the target is going to be onto Sea-Doo yet again. It looks like that's the plan for this round.
Yep, and Rodriguez not getting as lucky with the Fingers of Frost, I'm noticing, and Dakroff actually getting into this fight quite a bit more. He hasn't been controlled like he was in this last match. He's able to put up some dots, and he's got, you know, pretty decent uptime on Sea-Doo, which has been their target of choice. But he definitely needs to roll some onto Azale and Talbadar and make Sea-Doo work a little harder because he's got good mana conservation right now. He's been playing very efficiently. He's got good kills out of his team.
Freeze right now onto Sea-Doo again.
For almost no seconds, though, thanks to being an orc. And no doubt, stun reduction. I mean, that's really going to make or break this match for them, probably in the long run, is if they're going to go on Sea-Doo, having stun reduction is such an important addition to this composition because that's the big setup.
And I really like this ring around the boxes. Every time he puts it down, it's always been great timing. And as you can see, the fear going out on Dakroth, who breaks that with a trinket. And silence onto both Talbadar and Azale at that point with that impact stun on Sea-Doo. They're doing a great job. Every little bit of crowd control possible, they spread it out because you really need to stop the crowd control from Shadowplay if you want to score a kill.
Dakroth going for a banish on Azale's pet. Does get it. You know what? It feels like a lifetime VHL, but we've only been in this match 5.5 minutes.
And look at that, another death to sheep. Talbadar in the sheep this time, though, have to ration. And there we go, another deep freeze onto Sea-Doo. Playing Orc, so it's going to be a very short duration on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of wasted, you know, Rodriguez spamming deep like that onto Sea-Doo. They could go on Talbadar. He's a big target. He stands out in the middle. He can't miss him.
All right, forcing a block out of Rodriguez right there. This is the first time that EG has forced something out of GameSense. Down to half, but we see a coil onto Sea-Doo right now. He's going to try to find some LOS. There goes the Nature's Swiftness, picking him back up with a shield help from Talbadar.
And a big fear peel. Drudenhouse and Dakroth sitting on a full fear almost from Azale. A great peel.
All right, so we do have Drudenhouse who just trinketed, however, into a fear with that tremor right after. Now, GameSense looking like they are in trouble there now, burning through many cooldowns very, very quickly.
they're having to fall back to the box. They're going to have to play very, very defensively here. And it's actually EG who's pushing in on him right now.
And the entire teams, both sides, are sitting behind the boxes right now. Sea-Doo taking a lot of damage, and there goes his Spirit Link Totem, picking everyone back up. Yep. But Dakroth taking damage. Drudenhouse taking damage. That Psychic Scream goes out. They are yelling for the kill onto Dakroth as they chase him away, and a great poly onto Talbadar. That's going to be a full poly.
Wow. It's still just both of these teams, just an ebb and flow of offense.
Wow, Drudenhouse is really far out of position right now compared to where his other players are. And there we go. Now we're going to have Azael looking to do some damage to Drudenhouse. Trying to get a Hex off. Not able to.
Yeah. Match is going to slow down here for a second. You know, man is becoming an issue for both teams. I think Shadowplay knows that.
Yeah, and you can hear Talbadar yelling. He can't help out. He's stuck in that ring. He can move now. Great deep freeze right as the ring ended. But Sea-Doo taking a lot of damage right now. Gets gripped back, but it's not going to help too much unless he can get behind that box. Gets stuck in a Nova right there. He's trying to get behind, but look at Rodriguez feeding him to the box. At that point, the line of sight is not going to be an issue with him right there. Sea-Doo getting extremely low. 20,000 hit points. So much damage with that death coil onto Sea-Doo. Onto Rodriguez. Sea-Doo down with the death coil.
And Sea-Doo grabbing to catch it. 5K health brought back up a War Stomp coming out of Drudenhouse. Impressive.
No, here comes another deep freeze.
But it's not long enough.
Wow, and I can't believe he lived through that. A fear onto Drudenhouse with a silent Psychic Scream. They're using everything possible. How did he live through that?
They're going to stabilize. Rodriguez throws his ring down.
Oh, and here we go. That ring around it. He knows he's in trouble right now. Nowhere to run. He's going to be in line of sight the whole time as the team shifted down bottom.
Yeah,
and he got feared right through that ring.
He's got no mana to work with
right there. Oh, but look at Rodriguez's life right now as he has to block. Again, no blocks on Rodriguez. His trinket is down right now. He's going to sit into it as much as he can. Drudenhouse also low on mana, but not like Sea-Doo. You see Sea-Doo, 6,000 mana, but the life bars of both Talbadar and Azael are high enough that he can go and hide and sit down.
He got a little drink off before Rodriguez Pet was able to do anything. Yeah, what a good peel for himself. And Rodriguez getting out of it. Just going to try to solo Shaman, which is extremely difficult.
Yeah, this is a risky situation for both teams right here. Sea-Doo is by himself, and he's not going to have any LOS protection for a while. Talbadar coming down to get a hand.
Drudenhouse grabbing a drink, by the way, going to be very important, but Azael puts an end to that with a nice little howl. He's going to roll some dots out on him. This is going to be a huge turning point for them. If Drudenhouse gets denied any of that mana.
It definitely is. They put a lot into that kill right there, or the attempt at it. Now you see Dakroth taking damage, Drudenhouse taking damage.
Azael's got it set up. He's got dots on Drudenhouse into a coil. Rodriguez has some dots rolling on him too. Dakroth hasn't been full health in about a century now. Drudenhouse has so much work to do and so little mana to do it.
All right, now look at Drudenhouse trying to get a little bit away, but they are going to redot him. Dakroth low, Drudenhouse low, Hex onto Rodriguez. Spirit Link Totem goes down, but it really... Oh, there we go. Now the ticket goes through, picking him back up to 50% life, but very, very low on mana.
And look at Drudenhouse basically getting spiked. I mean, Talbadar just needs to chase into this and go for the kill. Sea-Doo gets peeled with a deep freeze.
Oh, this is not good.
Look at that damage out of Rodriguez.
Sea-Doo, wow. So much damage. Looked like Sea-Doo was going to be okay. He has his Nature Swiftness up, uses it to get himself back up, but look at Drudenhouse and Rodriguez. Damage everywhere. Team EG looking good as long as Sea-Doo can stay alive here.
Sea-Doo and Drudenhouse with almost no mana. Drudenhouse catching a UA Dispel Silence, nearly
and Talbadar is going after Drudenhouse, but great job kiting as much as he can. NS going off.
Drudenhouse getting
still
around
has it up. There he goes. Now he's going to use the end up. He's going to sit down and drink. If they can get over to him right now, they might be able to get the mount up by Talbadar.
Talbadar
and that ring. Oh, that was a great ring right there. It's really hard to see down bottom. Not going to affect him. All right, so he gets sheeped, and it's his crowd control out of game sense, which is saving them over and over. But Dakroth down to 27,000 life. Drudenhouse really needs to be using Mana Shield, Water Shield right now.
Another UA
Dispel. This is not good. 20,000 life.
Eating too many of those. He does not have the mana or the health to afford that, honestly. I mean, he's got to mitigate damage any way he can. I see it's kind of on the razor's edge.
Azael's trying to find his target.
That's a big death blow.
Rodriguez is just all over the place. So hard to keep damage on him.
Yeah, I like the peels here. Game sense is doing so good. We're right at the 11-minute and 20-second mark now.
But look, silence onto Drudenhouse right there. Every single crowd control that's put out by Team EG could possibly score a kill. There we go. Howl of Terror going out.
Low and
Drudenhouse,
extended.
his trinket isn't up for another few seconds. He gets feared really far away. This is not good for game sense as a coil right after it, but I love the split pressure right now. We see the Psychic Core onto Dakarov.
Like, he can keep himself up, but I don't think he can keep Dakarov up. They both have dots rolling on them.
That was a huge Howl of Terror right there, stopping EG's potential kill. Dakarov, a lot of damage. Drudenhouse, so much damage, but what Drudenhouse is doing is right now is he's able to run and heal, which is going to help him, especially down there. 40,000 hit points. How are they not killing him?
It's just kiting. This is MLS. You can kite around a map pretty much indefinitely as Mage Lock Shaman. And they're showing that to EG now. But EG, all they have to do is keep the pressure on and not make mistakes. And they've successfully done that for about the past 8 minutes.
Sea-Doo gets veered away. I mean, Azale can always be spiked down as we see a trinket coming out of Sea-Doo on that fear. Azale is, wow, lots of damage onto him. Sea-Doo is completely out of mana, 3,000 mana.
Rodriguez has good procs. He's got Fingers and there's Icy Veins up. He's got some Brain Freeze. This is his damage right now. If he can get over to Azale, he definitely has the potential to take him out of this match in one solid shatter if we get lined up.
Oh no, Azale down to 20,000 hit points
low.
With the impact stun, great Spirit Link Totem to save the day. Very timely. Tabadar was quite away as he gets War Stomped, trying to make it back in. Wow. But look, Sea-Doo also impact stun, really low. Riptides himself to try to help him every bit. But when he's trying to heal 2 targets, it's not helping out as he gets feared away into a deep freeze. As Rodriguez is standing right in his face, casting on him. 20,000
into Death Coil.
And he goes down!
Sea-Doo goes down to the death.